The investigation continues in the death of a 9-year-old local boy. And Ohio voters could be the next state to make history this election day.
And in sports, LeBron James makes some history on the court. Newswatch starts right now.
Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
With less than an hour left to vote, Ohio voters still have time to make their way to the polls. But first, we have new details about a local 9-year-old who died while at football practice. Good evening, I'm Katie Anderson, and thank you for joining us. It happened last night in Meigs County. EMS responded to Eastern High School for reports of a child not breathing. According to the Meigs County Sheriff, 9-year-old Wyatt Barber passed out during practice. He was then transported to the Meigs County Emergency Room where he later passed away. The cause of death is still under investigation. Friends of the family have set up a GoFundMe page to help pay for Wyatt's funeral expenses. And now over to elections. There's been a lot of talk about issues 2 and 3 on today's ballot. But what about issue 1? Many voters say they're still confused on how the issue will affect them. Well, I spoke with political groups and state representatives to find the answers, and it may affect your community more than you think. Your districts and proper representation is the main focus for issue 1.
It focuses on keeping communities together. It focuses on creating a more transparent system. And it prohibits gerrymandering.
Gerrymandering is when voting districts are drawn to favor one political party over another. By voting yes for issue 1, Catherine Terser with Common Cause, a nonpartisan political advocacy group, says those sitting in the State House will be better representations of their communities.
Rigged districts, lead to rigged elections where voters feel like they don't have real choices because they don't. And it makes our elected officials feel less accountable to us.
Right now, there are a record number of Republican representatives in the House. Terser says this shows the imbalance in the district maps.
We are a 50-50 state. We are, we're the swingiest of the swing states. We're a purple state, and yet you would not know that looking at the Ohio State House.
Districts are drawn every 10 years once the U.S. Census is completed. Issue 1 would not change when the map is made, but how it is approved. Currently, district maps can be approved without the consent of the minority party. But with Issue 1, both Republicans and Democrats would have to agree on the map.
Issue 1, at its most basic, just sets up a process that's going to be more rational and that's going to divide the districts up based on existing communities so that people can be better represented.
Also under Issue 1, map drawers must follow specific rules when it comes to drawing Ohio's legislative districts and keep communities intact.
The details matter when you're dealing with legal questions like this, and so Issue 1 is very clear. The first thing it says is that districts are going to be one contiguous area. You're not going to have little pieces that are disconnected but included in a district. It has to be drawn with a single line that doesn't cross over itself. So just very basically laying out, you will do it this way. You will make a district that makes sense.
Issue 1 will not affect congressional districts. It only affects State House representatives. Both Republicans and Democrats in the Ohio State House have endorsed Issue 1, and there is no major opposition. And another issue on today's ballot, if passed, could prohibit special interest groups from amending the Constitution to create monopolies. Issue 2 would not allow any petitioner from using the Ohio Constitution for their exclusive financial benefit. 19 states have already had constitutional provisions banning monopolies. Those against the issue say there's no reason to prevent anyone from amending the Constitution so long as the people support it by a majority vote. And while statewide issues have been hot topics, local races seem to be on the back burner. WOUB's reporter Caitlin Marshall has more about the lack of candidates on some ballots. Caitlin?
Yes, Katie, it's a problem that many villages like Zaleski and Chansey, Ohio are facing. They have some government positions on the ballot that have no one on the ballot to run. The village of Chansey has 0 council candidates filed for the ballot. That means that there will be 2 vacant seats on the council come the end of this term. Voters in Zaleski will also have a blank space on their ballot. Mayor Doug Heitman's term will end at the end of this year, and there's no one on that ballot to replace him. Mayor Heitman says he hopes the youth of Zaleski will step up to the plate.
And I'm hoping of someone who is younger, like I say, I'm 75, and I think some young blood, new blood in there might have an idea how to draw other young people in.
Now, Mayor Heitman won't have to wait for younger people to be drawn in on this election. Councilman Keith Williams has already put his name in to be appointed as mayor after Mayor Heitman's term ends at the end of December. Live from the newsroom, I'm Caitlin Marshall, WOUB News. Back to you, Katie.
Thanks, Caitlin. And remember, you only have less than an hour to vote before the polls close. And for up-to-the-minute election results, check out our website at WOUB.org. Also, be sure to tune in our election special on Newswatch tonight at 11 p.m.
How's it going? I'm Josh Gregory with your Newswatch weather for today, and we could not have asked for a better day to start our voting. It is beautiful outside. Lots of warm temperatures and clear skies. We're sitting at 62 degrees right now. It might feel a little cooler with those 6-mile-per-hour winds coming in from the east, but still we've got those clear skies to keep it nice and warm. And that's something we've got throughout our area. You've got 67 in Columbus, 66 in Newark, 62 in New Lex, and 63 in Marietta. So we've got pretty warm temperatures throughout our area, but looking into tonight, those will cool down starting at 8 p.m. We've got 58 degrees and it's going to get to 53 at midnight, and 4 in the morning we're going to hit close to our low at 48 degrees. So, Katie, back to you.
Well, if you're making hamburgers tonight, you might want to double check the packaging. More than 1,600 pounds of ground beef are being recalled due to potential E. coli contamination. According to food safety inspectors, the bacteria was found in meat packaged by All American Meats. The USDA announced the recall on Sunday and says the beef was shipped to all over the country. Now, no illnesses have been linked to the meat or have been reported. And Ohio will have to shell out some pretty big bucks to a law firm because of challenges with Ohio's gay marriage ban. The state will pay more than $1 million in attorney fees and expenses to Gerstein and Branch Company. A federal judge approved the agreement between the Ohio Department of Health and the Cincinnati law firm. The firm sued to force Ohio to recognize the marriages of same-sex couples married in other states and to force the health department to recognize gay marriages on death certificates. And Ohio State troopers are cracking down on unsafe driving around commercial vehicles, such as store trucks and city transportation buses. The Ohio State Highway Patrol is partnering with law enforcement officers in Michigan and in Indiana for a 2-day crackdown on motorists. Over the past 5 years, more than 60% of crash deaths involving commercial vehicles in Ohio are the fault of other motorists driving too closely or changing lanes unsafely. Troopers hope this will bring down numbers. State employees in West Virginia may have to wait a little longer before receiving their next paycheck. New cost concerns have delayed West Virginia's state payroll change. The State Enterprise Resource Planning Board voted this week to delay the switch to biweekly paychecks instead of semi-monthly paychecks. Legislative auditors say the payroll change would give employees an additional paycheck once every 11 years. That extra pay would cost the state an estimated $55 million. And one university is offering a new master's program for next school year. Marshall University is adding a new master's program in social work. The university's governing board approved the program last week. Interim President Gary White says the social work program will help students serve the region's rural communities. White expects graduates will be a big help in battling West Virginia's economic and rural health concerns. The program's launch is scheduled for the fall of 2016 semester. A cement plant in West Virginia may have to pay some hefty fines. The Ezrock plant could be facing civil and even criminal charges because of an exceeding amount of emissions released. The Division of Air Quality issued a notice of violation to the plant on Monday. State regulators say the cement plant's dust emissions have exceeded the permitted limit by more than 30%. The company has halted its deliveries and is taking steps to contain the dust. Well, a new poll shows Trump falling in GOP votes. Find out who takes the lead after the break. Also, President Obama visits New Jersey, why he was met with criticism. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
I decided to do a planned gift because I want to ensure that PBS will be around for my grandchildren and hopefully great-grandchildren. I would hope that others, when doing their estate planning, would include their PBS station. My PBS station is part of my community. That's something I really value.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Ben Carson takes a giant lead over Donald Trump in a new poll. Carson now has 29% of GOP primary votes, dropping Trump to 23%. That lead seems to be threatening Trump as he took aim against his rivals. This morning, he visited ABC's Good Morning America and explained why he thought Ben Carson, Jeb Bush, and Senator Marco Rubio failed to make the grade. CNN's Carol Costello reports.
As Ben Carson pulls ahead in yet another national poll, and Marco Rubio gains some major ground.
I think that Ben just doesn't have the experience. Say, look, you know, I'm going to make the greatest deals you've ever seen on trade. We're going to run the military properly. I'm going to take care of the vets. Ben can't do those things. Ben cannot deal on trade. Ben cannot deal with... It's not his thing, George. You know, you're born with it. It's not his thing. He hasn't got the temperament for it. It's not the right thing for him. I think Rubio's, personally, I think he's an overrated guy. Jeb is a nice guy. He's a stiff, okay? He's a nice guy. He doesn't have a chance, all right? He ought to do what Walker did. Walker
you think he should drop out?
Oh, absolutely. He has no chance.
The new poll by NBC News and Wall Street Journal marked Marco Rubio at 11%, Ted Cruz at 10%, and Jeb Bush at 8%. And a push for prison reform was the focus of President Obama's visit to New Jersey on Monday. But his visit met with some criticism. Mary Maloney reports.
President Obama visited New Jersey Monday, promoting new initiatives to rehabilitate former prison inmates. His first visit, a halfway house where he met with staff and praised them for their work in helping offenders with addiction.
The Integrity House for 31 years has been doing outstanding work in helping folks with addiction issues, reentry programs. It's a model for the good work that is being done sporadically around the nation, and part of our goal here today is to highlight what is working.
From there, the president headed to Rutgers University, where he participated in a roundtable on prisoner reentry into society.
Around 70 million Americans have some sort of criminal record. That record disqualifies you from being a full participant in our society. It means millions of Americans have difficulty even getting their foot in the door to try to get a job.
But the president got no bipartisan support from Republican presidential hopeful and New Jersey Governor Chris Christie.
It is nice for him to show up on the law enforcement issue because he really hasn't much. And, you know, all these criminal justice reforms he's talking about, none of them are initiatives of his. You know, he's being pushed to this by others. And now all of a sudden he wants to come and take a victory lap at Integrity House?
On an NBC News exclusive, President Obama expressed just how adamant he is on this program.
And nobody's more invested than I am in continuing the trend towards reduced
crime.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
Obama is also calling on Congress to support what's known as Ban the Box initiative. It would end the practice of asking federal job applicants about their criminal record. And on Wall Street today, stocks slipped up after several U.S. companies delivered disappointing results. Here's a look at stocks of local interest. A brand new restaurant is giving away 100% of its proceeds. Who the owners are helping and why, that story still ahead.
Clear skies, light winds, that's something I've been saying before, and I'll say it again, that's something you can expect today and tomorrow. I've got more details in my extended forecast. Stay tuned.
I support one student in college with a scholarship. Just the way I want to pass on a legacy of education. I would like to pass PBS on to the next generation. I like to think that PBS is concerned with our soul. If your soul is in the right place, you're giving back.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere. Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like we're having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
A new restaurant that's just opened in Memphis, Tennessee is giving 100% of its profits to women in need. Jessica Gertler has the story.
It's not the bright paint that makes this building on summer stand out. It's the vision behind the place that makes it unique.
When we get busy helping other people, then it helps us too.
The Simpsons opened an authentic Colombian restaurant to make money, of course. Not for themselves, though. They're giving 100% of the profits to help women in Colombia.
You see people, beautiful girls, but they're just thrown in the street. They don't have no hope.
Blanca is from Colombia and has seen far too many women turn to the streets. She wants to build a home for them, provide transportation to school, and also teach them different trades.
It's to bring people out of the poverty and to help them.
The Simpsons are working with their church to make it happen. They also did similar projects for children in Honduras and called it Pure Joy. They hope their enthusiasm is contagious, inspiring other businesses to give back to those in need.
Maybe if a business can say, hey, I'm going to sponsor one child, if they sponsor one child, that's a great thing.
Coming at you with your extended forecast, and right now we're sitting at 62 degrees in Athens. It's sunny skies, but we've got some light variable winds at 6 miles per hour coming in from the east, so it might make it feel a little cooler. Expect dew to form right at 52 degrees, and our humidity is listed at 43%. Now, these warmish temperatures is a trend we're seeing throughout our area. 65 is our temperature in Chillicothe, 67 up in Columbus, 62 in New Lex, and as we dip down to West Virginia, 66 in Ripley. Now, looking overnight, we've got clear skies. That's going to continue, and it'll make our lows feel a little warmer than usual at this point in our year. So we've got 50 in Jackson, 50 in Chillicothe, 47 is where we're going to be at in Athens tonight, and 49 up in Newark. Now, as we continue on our area throughout, we've got 75 degrees in a lot of different places tomorrow as the high, 75 in Jackson, 76 down in Ironton. That's the warmest it's going to get. And 74 in Marietta, and then 73 degrees, like I said, that's our temperature for today. So that's almost closer to our max temperature, 38. That was a record that was set in 1961, and we're closer there than we are to 58. Now, as we look at our low, 47, that's a lot warmer than our average temperature. Another thing to keep in mind, days are going to be a little longer, or a little shorter, and the sun will go down earlier since we've got that we lost that extra hour. 5:25, expect the sun to go down. Now, if we look at our national map, you'll see not a whole lot going on in our area. We've got our storm systems over here in our west. That will come our way later on during the weekend Friday. We can expect some storms. This high pressure system, it's going to push its way over into our area later on throughout the week, and that's where we'll expect some showers. So at our low, 47 degrees tonight. On the plus side, mostly clear skies, not a whole lot of winds, so we're not going to expect it to get a lot cooler or feel a lot cooler than 47 degrees, and that's something that we're going to see tomorrow morning as well. At the bus stop, 49 degrees will be our forecast, and so expect, pretty chilly temperatures. Give those kids the coats, the gloves, the hats. They're going to want it because it will feel pretty chilly even though it's going to be mostly clear. But plan your day accordingly. It's going to get a lot warmer, so you're going to want to lose the jacket at around noon. And 74 degrees will be that high. Definitely going to want to lose the jacket later on in the day tomorrow. Mostly clear skies, calm winds. Definitely a thing that's going to be continuing on throughout the week. And so looking in at our extended forecast, you will see that our temperatures will start to go down a little bit, but that rain will come on Friday, bringing some cooler temperatures for the weekend. And as we get into our work week next week, Monday and Tuesday, we still got those cool temperatures and that rain coming our way. So I'm going to throw it on to Michael Drabshow with sports.
Thanks, Josh. An Ohio swimmer earns Swimmer of the Week honors after a big performance, and a Cleveland Cavalier goes down with an injury. Next on Newswatch. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
My granddaughter is named June Elizabeth, but I call her Junebug. My hope is to teach her about kindness and about the love of animals and nature. I want Junebug to have the same opportunities I had by watching PBS. My husband and I feel so strongly about our PBS station that we've included them in our estate plan. PBS is part of our values, and we want to pass it on to the next generation.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere. Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences. They want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Welcome back, I'm Michael Drapcho. The Cleveland Cavaliers won their third straight game Monday night. This time, the victims were the Philadelphia 76ers. A slow start hurt the Cavs in this one, and the 76ers led 32-18 at the end of the first quarter. From that point on, though, Cleveland outscored Philly 89-68 and cruised to a 107-100 victory. Starting shooting guard J.R. Smith went down with a knee contusion in the first quarter after getting tangled up and locking legs with 76ers center Nerlens Noel. An MRI today revealed that the knee contusion will keep Smith out for at least 2 games. In addition to stuffing the box score to the tune of 22 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds, and 4 steals, LeBron James made some history Monday night. King James scored his 25,000th point when he finished an alley-oop with 8:07 left in the fourth quarter. Now, not only did he reach the milestone, he also became the youngest player to do so. At 30 years and 307 days old, James just edged out Kobe Bryant for that distinction. Kobe was 31 years and 351 days old when he reached the milestone. With the calendars turned over to November, it's time for playoffs in high school sports. Tonight, 3 local girls soccer teams will be in action. The Alexander Lady Spartans will take on Bishop Rosecrans at Zanesville High School. Chillicothe squares off against Granville at Bloom Carroll High School, and Tri-Valley plays against Minerva tonight as well. All of those games are scheduled to kick off at 7 o'clock. The Steelers suffered a tough loss on Sunday, both in the win column and in the locker room. Pittsburgh star running back Le'Veon Bell went down in the second quarter of the 16-10 loss when Bengals linebacker Vontaze Burfict tackled Bell. That hit will end up costing Bell the rest of the 2015 season, as it resulted in what doctors have called a badly torn MCL. That torn MCL will force the Steelers to place Bell on the IR. Bell had 556 rushing yards in 6 games, but DeAndre Williams will now take over the starting spot in Pittsburgh. Coming off an impressive performance Friday night, Ohio swimmer Laura Dawson was named MAC Coast Swimmer of the Week. Dawson competed in 3 individual events Friday and took home the win in all 3. She won the 200-yard freestyle with a time of 1 minute and 52 seconds, the 200-yard backstroke with a time of 2 minutes, and the 200-yard individual medley with a time of 2 minutes and 5 seconds. As if that weren't enough, Dawson also swam the lead-off leg of the relay, which Ohio finished second in. Dawson and the rest of the swimming and diving team will be back in action November 13th when they take on Marshall. If you're willing to stay up late tonight, you'll be able to catch some hockey on the West Coast as the Columbus Blue Jackets begin a 3-game road trip with the San Jose Sharks tonight. Both clubs have dropped 5 of their last 7 and are in desperate need of a win. With the team-high 7 points and 6 goals, center Boone Jenner will try to get the Jackets its 3rd win on the year. Last season, Columbus emerged victorious in both contests with the Sharks and will need to continue that trend in hopes of rising from the bottom of the Eastern Conference. The puck drops at 10:30. I'm Michael Drapcho, and that's it for sports. Over to you, Josh.
Thanks, Michael. Looking at these temperatures, you'll see 47 degrees. We're not quite feeling that chilly November weather just yet, and we've also got those clear skies and those light winds along with that, and that's something we'll see tomorrow. 74 degrees, going to feel pretty warm with those mostly clear skies and those calm winds. That's something we're going to see a lot this week. And looking at our extended forecast, 74 degrees will be our temperature tomorrow, like I said, and we're going to feel some rain coming our way Friday. Cool weather on Saturday and Sunday. We've got that rain coming back on Tuesday. So, Katie, back to you.
Thanks, Josh. Definitely looking forward to those warmer temperatures. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Katie Anderson. Tune in tonight at 11 for our Newswatch election special for state and local results. And remember, you can find the latest election results on our website at woub.org. Have a great night.
decided to do a planned gift because I want to ensure that PBS will be around for my grandchildren and hopefully great-grandchildren. I would hope that others, when doing their estate planning, would include their PBS station. My PBS station is part of my community. That's